Right. Are we back? Hold on, let me check Twitch. Sorry about that, and sorry for everybody getting a second notification that they didn't want. Okay, perfect. Are we back? Okay, I'm online. Perfect. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I accidentally, this is so stupid. I accidentally, so I'm still in this new apartment, right? I'm in this new apartment, and I accidentally flipped a switch that shuts off the power to the outlet that my entire computer is connected to. My monitor, my PC, my everything is connected to this one outlet. So I with this accidental flip of a switch that I don't even know why I flipped it. I just flipped it. I shut down the entire stream, which I was not done streaming yet. So, like any person would, I went and got my Gatorade that I said I was gonna get in the first place. That caused this whole event to happen. And then rebooted my PC. So, yeah, and that's that. And for the VOD, I'll just edit it together. Or I don't know, maybe I'll just upload it as two separate videos so that the people on YouTube could get the full experience. Yeah, anyways. Which honestly, now that I'm off Guilty Gear, do I want to get back on Guilty Gear is the question. I don't know that I do, actually. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of hopping back on Guilty Gear, let me edit this real quick. What we are going to do is we are gonna we're gonna talk about the Marvel Tokkon roster, since I don't know, I don't feel like getting back on Guilty Gear. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to open tiermaker.com and I'm going to find a Marvel characters wishlist, or a Marvel Comics characters tier list. How many? There's a lot of people. Okay. I don't recognize like half these people. Okay. I need something that has a lot of people, but I also need something that has maybe less people than this, because this is it's got 1,200 characters. Oh my god. Man. Okay, screw it. I'll just use this, because it's got all the the names. It's gonna make my life a little better. Okay, so browser, window capture. There we go. This is the tier list, and I'm not gonna so let's see. How do I want to do this? So this is gonna be like half wish list, half prediction. There's gonna be this S tier, this like triple S tier right here. It's gonna be locked, not loved, locked, locked in, locked in. These characters are the ones that are gonna be like, that I think are just locked, 100% locked for Marvel Rival, or not Marvel Rivals, for Marvel Tokkon. And these are the characters I think are like 100% going to get in. These are characters I really want to get in. So this is like the marriage between Wishlist and prediction. This tier is going to be the this tier is going to be the safe bet tier. That's going to be the tier for the characters that I think are like a safe bet to get in, but I don't really have like any strong feelings on whether or not they should be in, you know? So there's going to be a lot of characters in there who are just like kind of whatever, you know? And then the A tier is going to be like, I want the wanted, which is going to be the tier for the characters that I want to be in. That's just the characters that I think would be really, really cool. But maybe characters that I don't think are like as likely if I'm looking at it from the perspective of what would Arxis do. And finally, we have the get these mutants off of my lawn, which is not going to be a tier solely populated by the X-Men. But basically, it's for the characters that are popular, but I don't think are going to get in. So there's going to be like a couple characters that are like, oh wow, that'd be cool. That'd be cool to get in. That I just don't think are going to get in. So, and I'm not going to go over every character here. I'm pretty much just going to go over like the characters I know. Which I'll also add a row for indifferent. Because there are some characters that I'm kind of indifferent to. Where it's like, I don't really care if they get in. If they don't. And it's like, it's kind of, maybe they'll get in, maybe they won't. They're popular enough, but I wouldn't say I want them, but it would be cool. So the first one I want to talk about is Absorbing Man. I think Absorbing Man would be awesome. I would love to have Absorbing Man in the game. I think there's a lot of moveset potential with Absorbing Man. I think it could be really cool. I think it'd be really cool. The next one, what else is there? There's Agent Venom. Agent Venom's cool. I would like Agent Venom. I think Agent Venom's super cool. I would love for Agent Venom to get in. Trying to look at the top row. I think Abomination, I think I'll talk about him. I don't think he's going to get in because there's a lot of other characters that kind of fill the archetype that he could fill, like the Hulk, for example. That's the most prominent example is the Hulk, or even like Red Hulk, or something else along those lines. But I don't think it's ridiculous. I don't think it's ridiculous to say that Abomination is definitely like popular enough and a big enough face for Marvel Comics to like for him to be worth a look, I guess. But I don't think he's gonna get in. I don't really care if he gets in or not. I think there's definitely moveset potential outside of like just the Hulk, but again, because you could just do something like, oh, he's poison, because I think this is an Abomination power is that he has poison. He's like poisonous or venomous, I suppose. He's venomous, so that could be something. There's definitely like moveset potential for Abomination that isn't just making him Hulk 2. But Hulk 2. But I don't think it's really like worth bringing him in, you know. Then Adam Warlock. I think Adam Warlock's honestly kind of a safe bet, you know. He was in Guardians 3. He's in Marvel Rivals, like, and they're clearly doing Guardians of the Galaxy characters because they have Star-Lord already confirmed. Which, do I want to make a confirmed tier, or do I care to find the 8 characters that have been confirmed? I don't care to find the 8 characters that have been confirmed. I don't care that much. So I think Adam Warlock's a safe bet. I don't think he's locked in because there's a bunch of Guardians characters, and if I'm being like completely honest, I think myself and many others would agree that you don't need a lot of Guardians characters to get in. That there's not really much point in like bringing a bunch of Guardians characters in. You only need like a couple, realistically. And I think Adam, voice crack. I think Adam is definitely like a good shout for a Guardians character, and he'd be one of the ones I picked if they like said, okay, 3 Guardians characters are locked in. One of them is Star-Lord. Who are the other 2? I'd probably say like Adam and Gamora, or Adam and Groot, or maybe Adam and Rocket. But I think Adam would be one of them for sure, because he's got a lot of stuff going on. So I definitely think he's worth a shout, at least. I'm trying to look at the rest of the A's. I don't really see anybody who's like shouting to me. Because Angela Del Toro, I mean, she's a white tiger, but there are other white tigers. And I think the one that most people are familiar with is Ava. Oh, I forget her last name, but the one that was in Spider-Man. Angel. Should I talk about Angel? I don't think Angel's getting in. I think Angel's just like, I mean, his superpower is that he has wings, and that's kind of it. If any like version of Archangel, if any version of Angel gets in, it's probably going to be Archangel, so I'll just like get Angel out of here. But even then, I don't think Archangel's really like, I don't think Archangel's popular enough. I don't think Archangel's like cool enough. And there are more X-Men to put in than Archangel, you know? Like I don't think I should say that Archangel isn't cool enough. I like Archangel. Archangel's cool. It's just he's just not quite on the level of the other X-Men, and there's so many X-Men characters, and I think most people would agree that there are a lot of X-Men characters that should be taking priority over Archangel or Angel. So Annihilus is one I want. I would love Annihilus. I'm a really big Annihilus fan for absolutely no reason. I just think he's cool. I just think he's neat. And I would love to see him in it. But he's probably not going to happen. Which I'll say, want it in, but probably not happening. I think Annihilus. Because that's what I'm putting in wanted. Because Absorbing Man, Agent Venom, Annihilus, there are really cool characters, and I like them a lot, but I don't think they're going to get in, if I'm being honest with myself. Are there any other characters I can see here? Zola? I could talk about Zola. The Zola's another kind of a different one. I mean, I just don't care, I guess, if I'm being honest. He's not getting in. I mean, that's the thing. Honestly, nah. I don't even know what this tier is for, but it'll speak to me. When I see it, it'll speak to me. And Armor. Honestly, I think Armor's kind of a safe bet. She is a new X-Men character that, I don't know, she's a newer X-Men character And she's also Asian, which probably sounds weird that I'm bringing it up, but ArcSys is a Japanese company. A lot of Japanese companies just kind of like having Asian characters in their games. We saw it with Marvel Rivals, how there were a bunch of Asian characters just kind of off the bat with like Psylocke and Penny and I feel like there's another one that I'm forgetting. Iron Fist. Asian companies just like having a representative of their culture. And with how Marvel Tokkon is already looking like very leaning into the anime aesthetic, I think Armor would work really well with that. Personally, I think she'd be really cool to have. Let me see. Oh, I think I know which characters should be put in the "Get These Mutants Off My Lawn." Ironically, they are not mutants, but we'll get there when we get there. Is there any more A's? I don't think so. Apocalypse. I think Apocalypse is another kind of safe bet. He's a very prominent X-Men villain. They kind of said that they were trying to do characters who weren't in like MVC, or at least they phrased it in a way that it's like characters who haven't been playable before. But let's face it, that means characters that weren't in MVC. And I think Apocalypse. I don't think Apocalypse was in MVC, was he? I don't think he was. I don't think he was in any of the Capcom Marvel games. If I'm talking out of my ass and I'm just wrong, sorry, I guess. But I don't know. I think Apocalypse is a pretty safe bet. I think Apocalypse is pretty safe, I would say. Baron Zemo is one I really want. I really would love Baron Zemo. I would love if Baron Zemo was playable. I love Zemo. I'm a big Zemo fan. Unfortunately, probably not going to happen, but I would love to see Zemo playable. Any more? Batroc? Can we put Batroc in? Is Batroc locked in? Batroc could be a good joke character. I saw a lot of people saying, oh wait, Ant-Man, I skipped over Ant-Man. Ant-Man, I'm kind of indifferent. Because it's like, he's a very popular character in Marvel, but like his gimmick is just that he shrinks. And we saw in Injustice 2, that's not really a good gimmick for like a fighting game character. So, I don't know what to say beyond Ant-Man. I don't know. Let him beat the Wasp in the video game. That sounds horrible. I take back that joke. That's a stupid joke. But yeah, what have I been seeing about joke characters? A lot of people saying like Jet the Shark or Squirrel Girl for joke characters, and it's like, I think a good joke character would be someone like Batroc, who's a villain that nobody takes seriously at all, and has like just a stupid power. Which Batroc's power is that he jumps good. He jumped good. So I think Batroc would be a cool villain. But I'm not even gonna worry about him. Like, he'd be a funny joke character if they put him in, but I don't think they're gonna put him in, so I don't even care. I don't know, he can go and get these mutants off my lawn. Thank you, Batroc, very cool. Beast. Is it crazy to say that I'm kind of indifferent on Beast? Is that crazy to say? Like, he could be cool. He could have just, like, Blanca stuff. He'd pretty much just be Blanca, but, like, A, I never really liked Blanca, so I don't care. And B, I'm not, like, a huge Beast fan, so I don't know. Bishop. I think Bishop's a very safe bet. He's another MVC guy. Or I think it was an MVC. Was Bishop in MVC? Hold on. Bishop MVC. Oh, he was a mod in NBC. Okay. Okay. So he's not been in any Marvel vs. Capcom game, which honestly maybe makes him an even safer bet, because he could kind of take the place of like Cable, and do a bunch of Cable stuff, because he's also like a time traveler. I think he's a time traveler, anyways. Marvel's very confusing, and like I said, I don't really read a lot of X-Men comics. Black Bolt. Black Bolt is the one that Get These Mutants Off of My Lawn was made for. I hate the Inhumans. I cannot stand the Inhumans. They're just discount X-Men. I do not like them. I do not like the Inhumans at all. And I would be completely and totally happy if they never get represented in any video game ever. I hated that period of time in Marvel Comics when the X-Men just disappeared in favor of the Inhumans. Same with the Fantastic Four, because Fox owned them. And that meant the Inhumans got pushed for no reason. I hate the Inhumans. I hate the Inhumans. I think they're so lame. I think they're like super duper lame. There are very few, like, and I have a very high tolerance of like comic book silliness. I am okay with some comic book silliness, but the Inhumans are just so lame. Like, I do not care, bro. It's like they're marrying the worst parts of X-Men with the worst parts of Thor stuff. I just do not like them one bit. Black Panther. I think Black Panther's our first locked in. I think Black Panther is absolutely locked in. He is a mega popular character. People love Black Panther. He has the potential for a really cool moveset. He's only been playable in MVCI, and nobody talks about MVCI. We don't talk about that game. So I think Black Panther's locked in for sure. Beta Ray Bill. I'll talk about Beta Ray Bill. I put him there. I like him more than Abomination, which is why he's getting up here and Abomination is not. But kind of similar to Abomination is just, what are you going to do with Beta Ray Bill that you can't do with Thor? And like, spoiler alert, Thor is like hella locked in. So what's the point in Beta Ray Bill? I could see them doing like a Beta Ray Bill skin for Thor, which would be cool. But I don't think Beta Ray Bill is going to be playable. Black Widow. I think Black Widow is a safe bet. I don't think she's locked like Black Panther is, but I think she's definitely like. I think they're definitely looking at her for sure. Right now, out of all of these, I think Adam and Black Widow are the safest bets, so I'll put them at the top. But I think, I mean, just the fact that that she was in the MCU for so long just says a lot. What else? Blade. I really want to put Blade in locked in because I would love to have Blade, but just the fact we're already getting Ghost Rider and like Ghost Rider is confirmed kind of makes me think, well, maybe we won't get Blade because like Blade's just because that's already like two of the more supernatural Marvel characters, and I think between the two of them, Ghost Rider already had the obviously like better idea for a moveset. But I would really love to see Blade, don't get me wrong. And I think he's a safe bet still. I think he's still a major like popular character. And I think Arxis would definitely take a look at him at least. Because he could have like a dragon install where he goes full vampire mode, you know? Be cool. I kind of want to talk about Blackheart, but I'll talk about him. I'm gonna put him in indifferent, but realistically, he belongs and get these mutants off of my lawn. But it's just like, I don't really want him. I don't really care. But he is not happening. Let's face it. He is not happening. Really, the only reason people know him is because of Marvel vs. Capcom. And ArcSys literally said, like, oh, we're not really, we're trying to do characters who weren't in Marvel vs. Capcom. And it's like, there's of course going to be crossover. Like, I think every single character that they showed off in this trailer, besides Miss Marvel, has been in a Marvel vs. Capcom before. Unless I'm wrong and Ghost Rider hasn't, but I thought Ghost Rider was an MVC3. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, see, he was... Oh, I knew he was in... I saw the cutscene with him and Morrigan, of course, yeah. So Ghost Rider was an MVC. So Miss Marvel was the only one that wasn't an MVC. That was in the trailer. So I think that we're going to see a lot of characters who weren't an MVC in the coming trailers. Looking around here, looking around here. Blue Mar... I'm gonna put Blue Marvel here, because I think if we're being realistic, I don't think Blue Marvel is happening, but... And I'm not a big Blue Marvel fan. So I'm not really upset that Blue Marvel probably isn't happening. But hey, I mean, at the same time, if Blue Marvel gets in, I'm down. I'm down with Blue Marvel getting in if he gets in. I just don't think it's gonna happen. TikTok can be like a big truck looking like a wristwatch. Guys, I don't know, Bullseye? I guess Bullseye's the only other one I really see. I guess I could talk about Hydra Bob, but he'd just go and get the mutants off my lawn because he's he'd be another joke character. Bullseye, I think he's another. There's going to be a lot of villains in Wanted, but probably not happening because I'm a big villain guy. I love villains. But Bullseye he's definitely not getting in. I don't think Daredevil is a lock, if I'm being honest. I think there's definitely a strong possibility for Daredevil, but I don't think Daredevil's a lock. And even then, I don't think they're going to put in any Daredevil villains. I think the only characters who are probably like guaranteed to have villains is excuse me. There's going to be one X-Men villain. There's going to be an Avengers villain. There's going to be a Spider-Man villain, maybe two. And then maybe another kind of general villain, like a Thanos or whatever. That's what I'm thinking so far. Then the bees. Okay, see, Cable. I think Cable's another safe bet. I kind of talked about it with Bishop. Is that like the thing holding Cable back is that he was an MVC. So he probably they're probably not going to consider him because of MVC. But I think Cable's a safe bet. I don't think like if you're saying, oh, Cable's gonna get in, I don't think you're stupid. I just think it's probable. I personally think Cable might not happen, is the thing, because of MVC. So actually, you know what? I'm gonna split the tiers, because clearly I am not quite sure what I want. And this, we're gonna move all these guys down here. Funnily, that's all the X-Men characters. A gamble. Because I think these are characters that Arxis would maybe look at, but I don't think they're like a safe bet like these ones. The safe bet characters are like the ones that I think like they have a lot going for them, but with maybe like one minor thing that's kind of holding them back. These guys are the ones that's like they have a couple things going for them, but maybe a couple more holding them back. You know, these ones are just the ones that have less going for them and more holding them back than these guys, is basically. And then these guys are kind of, you know, the whatevers. Let's see here. Alex, Kang, Andrew, whatever. Should I put in Captain America? I'll throw in Cap. I'll just add a confirmed row. Just so that I can move them out of the way. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Cap goes there. Where was I? In the captains. In the captains. Who are these guys? Okay, Captain Marvel. I know Captain Marvel. She's another one who's like a safe bet. I think she's up here type of safe bet, you know. She's got the movies, she's still in the MCU going right now. She's popular. I don't think she was in a Marvel vs. Capcom, unless she was in MVCI, which I don't really know the roster for that one off the top of my head as well. And they can do stuff with her, like with the energy beams and whatnot, and she can fly. Like there's some stuff they can do with Captain Marvel that I think is worth bringing up. So there's that. I don't care. Carnage. Ooh, Carnage is one I would love to have in, but he's probably not gonna happen. If there's any symbiote, it's almost definitely gonna be Venom. Let's be real. Cassandra Nova, I don't want that. Cassandra Nova, there's nothing really to talk about. Chameleon, Chance. I don't know. I don't know about any of these guys. Oh, Citizen V. It wasn't Citizen V just Zemo? Like, there were probably multiple Citizen Vs, but wasn't the most popular one just Zemo? Already got Zemo up there. Get out! Cloak and Dagger. They are in Marvel Rivals, so I'll go ahead and give them a shout. I'd say I'm indifferent to them happening. I'd be pretty shocked if they did, if I'm being honest. Because they're not going to make them fight separately. And I think a 4v4 with a 2-in-1 character would just be crazy. Even if they're like a stance change, like how they are in Marvel Rivals, I think that'd just be like a little bit too much going on the screen, you know? And also, like, Cloak and Dagger, they were the weird picks for Marvel Rivals. And while it's definitely possible for Arxis to, like, have picked the same weird pick as Marvel Rivals, as NetEase, I think it'd be like a pretty big coincidence if they both just so happen to pick like the same weird pick, you know? So I don't think it's happening, personally. And I'm kind of indifferent if it does. Colossus? I can talk Colossus. Colossus is another indifferent for me. Again, I kind of mentioned it with Abomination. I'm going to mention it again. He's kind of just Big Metal Man who has big strength, which, well, not exactly similar to Hulk. There are other characters who can do what he does, and I think can do it better. Colossus would definitely be my shout for like the grappler though, because I don't think Hulk really is a grappler type character. So if they do a grappler, I think Colossus would be a good shout for it. But it's Arxus, so there's always a possibility they just don't do a grappler just because funny. So who knows? Who knows? Copperhead, Corsair. I don't know about any of these good. Crossbone? I could talk I don't know. I don't think there's really enough to talk about with Crossbones, if I'm being honest. Cyclops. There's enough to talk about with Cyclops, though. I think Cyclops... Honestly, I think Cyclops breaks the X-Men curse and gets into safe bet. Even if he was, like, the main face of MVC, he's just, like, a major character in the X-Men in general. So, I think he's absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, a safe bet. Let me see. Are there any others? Daredevil, I think, is another safe bet. I don't think I even need to explain that. I think Daredevil is just a safe bet. Honestly, what time is this? 11? Oh, I need to get going soon. Got other stuff to do tonight. I really shouldn't have started a big project like this, huh? Oh well. Oh well, I'll continue this later, I guess. I shouldn't have started a big project like this. I gotta read some stuff for work. That I completely forgot about until I looked at the clock and was like, oh damn, I have stuff to do. So, oh well. Stream's actually over this time. We'll get back to this tomorrow probably. Especially if I don't have time to do Deltarune. We'll get back to this. And, yeah. Don't think I've got much else to say. So, later, Gators.